All right, guys, we'll try this one more time. I'll see if I can do a little bit better. I pre-drew some stuff for you. We're in section 2.3 of the book. It's page 80 is where your assignment is, and we're looking at rate of change in slope. So if we kind of take this piece here that we're looking at, uh, what we're really looking at here is that we're just doing the change in y over the change in x. That's the idea behind the rate of change. Again, we did this right before we left for break, so this is a quick little review. So if you want to pause the video and write all this stuff down, you can. So we got y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And if it looks like this on a graph, don't forget you have your x-axis here and you have your y-axis, the red axis moving up and down. Now, if we take this point right here, we're saying that it is point x2. Doesn't matter which one's labeled what. This could be x2 up here if you wanted to. Just know that you have to have x2 and y2 together, and you have to have x1 and y1 together. I'm not big on this formula here. I use this one a lot more. This one is too algebra for me. I rather be able for you guys to just kind of see what we're looking at here. So when we're looking at our assignment, one of the big ones that they tell you is that, you have to find the rate of change of a graph. And so you're just going to calculate your difference in y's over your difference in x's. But if we look at some different pieces like that, it just depends on what we're dealing with. And let's just kind of look at number 32. 32, actually, let's look at 34. We're going to look at number 34. Let's see if I can write a little bit better this time. So we're going to look at number 34. So if we look at number 34, they give us this piece of information. They give us an x value, a coordinate pair of 8 and -2. And they give us another coordinate pair of r, and that's supposed to be an r, -6. And they also give us a slope equal to -4. Okay, so they're literally wanting us to find that piece right there. So if we're going to take this here and let's look at it on a graphical idea. Oops. Yep, let's see if I can do this right this time. We take a graph. There we go. And let's take another one here, and I will draw it this way. Okay. So if we take that idea, and it doesn't really matter, let's just assume that we have some arbitrary line here. And did I change colors? Hold on, let me change colors. Let's make it a purple line. I take some arbitrary line like this, and I say, okay, it goes something like this. Let's just say, let's just put it right here like that. Let's just say it goes like that. Okay, so this purple line here is going to represent this here. So we know that we've got let me backtrack here. That one bugged me. Do it the other way. Because we know that the slope is -4. I didn't even recognize that. We know that the slope is -4, right? And so we know that the slope comes down like this somehow. That's our slope. Our slope right here is going to be -4. So we know that this thing is a -4. And we have some point here, which is going to be 8 and 2. So I'm going to label that. Let's pick another color here. I'm going to label that, let's say, right here. We're going to go over here, and we're going to say that point right there is our first one, which is 8 and -2. And we know that if I go down the y-axis farther, I'm going to be lower here. So it's going to go -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. And we have another point here that says I'm down here somewhere. I don't know what my x value is, so they called it r. That's a horrible r. But I know my y value is 6. Okay, so we have this graphical piece here, and then if we draw our dotted lines, we have our change in y over our change in x. So this is really what we're looking for. So how do we set that up? Well, we need our change in y. So our change in y over our change in x, let me find my eraser here. And so change in x is going to equal my slope. So we do know that my change in y, so here's my first y, -2. I'm going to subtract that from my second one, which is -6. And that will be over the top of my change of x's, which I have right here. My change of x's, my first one. So notice how I use -2 here. I have to use this one first now. So I have my 8 right here. So I have my 8, and then I'm going to subtract my r. So now I'm looking at the fact that that ratio equals -4. And since it's a ratio, I'm going to put it over 1. So now I've got this equation right here that I can solve. So it's a ratio, so now I can do some cross multiplication pieces. For the sake of simplifying, -2 plus 6 is going to be 4. So this top part becomes 4. 4 times 1 is 4. All right. So that will go over here. And then I'm going to take this piece here and multiply it by that down here, which is going to be, -4 times 8 minus r. So all I really did was do kind of a quick multiplication. I went this way and I went that way. So now I've got -4 times 8, which is -32, minus 4r equals 4. So at this point, I can add 32 to both sides. So I'm going to add my 32 here, and I'm going to add my 32 here. And so then I'm going to get -4r equals 36. And if I divide both sides by 4, I'm going to move it up just a little bit, guys. Both sides by -4, my r is going to be -9. I feel like I did a small mistake on something here. So that's -6, and that's 4. And then that's -32. Oh, this is going to be a positive. There we go. Because -4 times -4, that's a positive. I just felt like I did something wrong here. And then this should be a positive. So therefore, that's going to be a positive. So it should be 9 is my r value. And I will undo that one here. So r. So my r is going to equal 9. So that's how we do number 34. The key piece, though, guys, is that you've got to set this up right here. You've got to be able to change in y over the change in x equals m. And you're just going to, that's pretty much what you're going to use for this entire piece. It doesn't matter what they give you. They give it to you on the graph, if they give it to you anywhere else. So here's this video here to help you out through this one. And don't forget, you have the videos from the prior week that have even more examples that you're willing to watch. So good luck on this one, guys, and we will see you soon. I got to get this piece off of here. Now it's not letting me do what I want it to do.